And when scientists looked inside this 3,000-year-old Egyptian mummy, they made a startling discovery. We'll find out what that was. Stay with us on Evening. When we come back, we'll unravel the mystery of the 3,000-year-old mummy.
Coming attractions, but first you're going to get to see one of the most unusual autopsies ever performed on someone who is 3,000 years old.
It is without doubt the most unusual autopsy ever performed at the world-famous Mayo Clinic.
This is a cut through her mid-thorax.
The records show female, age 16, the daughter of the Egyptian Secretary of the Treasury.
Here are her arms.
Possible cause of death, massive injury suffered during a violent fall.
This appears to be post-mortem trauma.
The case all the more intriguing because the victim is Lady Tashat. She has been dead for 3,000 years. With Lady Tashat's arrival came rumors that primitive turn-of-the-century X-rays had shown her to be garbed in gold jewelry. Modern X-rays were ordered to put the rumors to rest. Director of the Institute, Samuel Sachs II.
So we X-rayed her from head to toe, and it's a good news, bad news story. The bad news is there is no jewelry. The good news is we found extraordinary things. The entire skeleton was visible, and of course, most unexplainably, was the discovery of a second skull.
Having opened Pandora's box, or Lady Tashat's coffin, the Institute decided to further investigate some of the mummy's mysteries about the second skull and how she died. Lady Tashat is on her way to making archaeological history with the help of the famed Mayo Clinic, which has treated presidents and prime ministers and royalty, but never a mummy. Lady Tashat is about to become the first mummy ever to undergo an NMR scan, nuclear magnetic resonance, one of the most advanced in the world. As Lady Tashat is gently placed into position in the NMR, doctors must decide precisely where to scan, for the NMR relies on the presence of hydrogen atoms in the body's fluids to produce an image.
Because this is not bone now, where calcaneus runs off like that. This is actually soft tissue.
But after 3,000 years, will there be any hydrogen atoms, any fluids left in her dried flesh? The answer will be known in a few minutes.
It's a nice thing for a 3,000-year-old lady to come up to modern times.
Definitely. That's right.
After anxious minutes, the first image appears.
Snow. About what we expected to find.
Disappointment, as expected. Mayo's Dr. Tom Berquist.
Well, basically what we've determined is that there's not sufficient hydrogen or proton there to image the mummy.
But setback turns to scientific success. Mayo donates its CAT scan as well, and for the next 2 hours, incredibly detailed pictures are produced.
There's where the spheno, or the cell is going to be coming in right there.
Doctors hope that by learning what killed this Egyptian teenager, they'll better understand ancient diseases.
It's an incredible experience, a sense of discovery, of wonderment. There's even a little fear. I found myself fantasizing that these X-rays were going to cause her to move. You can really let your imagination run wild. We will never know what she thought. We will never know what she felt. We will never know some of the things that one would long to know and that she cannot tell us anymore. The mummy will keep some of her secrets forever.
All right. The New York Times, November 1983. The riddle of the mummy with 2 skulls. That's a headline that'll grab you. Let's see what we have here. Let's scroll down a little bit, get past the ads. Lady Tashat, the daughter of the treasurer of the Temple of Amon, lived between 1085 and 710 BC. At the time of her death, she was married, 15, a member of a harem, a woman about town, and one of the few educated women of her day. Good for her. The inscription on her coffin reveals little else. Let's see, x-rays of the mummies when used to find out some more stuff about her. They just want to get her naked is what it is. Painted on her face is a highly decorated papier-mâché-like case. Alright. In which the mummy's wrap bears a calm, peaceful expression. But x-rays revealed that the skull inside was terribly contorted. Her arm was broken, ribs smashed, and strangest of all, there appeared to be a second skull placed between her legs. Talking about getting head for eternity. Of hundreds of mummies that have been x-rayed, only one has had more than one skull. Hers. The reason for this, unclear. Yeah. Wait. It is supposed that it might have been simply an embalmer's mistake. Hello? Oh, what did I do with that head the other day? Oh, so I think you buried it with that mummy we got yesterday. Leave it there. I ain't going through all that again. Okay, CAT scan by Dr. Notman, who's a radiologist at Minnesota with undergraduate anthropology, real-life bones. And see, we couldn't open this mummy up because they did not want to disturb the papier-mâché on her head. I can get that. See, the CAT scan of Teh-khet is only the 5th scan of a mummy. It's the only one anything unusual has been discovered. Way to go. Let's see. CAT scan, x-rays of the body. Translates the data to image on a video screen. Dr. Notman said the picture results is like slicing a loaf of bread and holding one slice up to the light. They sliced her into 96 cross sections and proceeded to analyze. There was a wealth of detail in the CAT scans. Each layer of the linen could be seen. All right. They found out she had an infection on her knee and in her hip at the time she died, but neither infection by itself would have been enough to cause her death. Said, should the broken bones, the cracked ribs, or the slashes on her feet have killed the young woman, it is not clear whether she suffered these before or after death. Wow. Proposed embalmers might have straightened her out violently because rigor mortis would have set in, yeah. Bending the arms and the legs. Yeah, very true. Let's see, the second skull of a grown man. Yep. She was getting head for life. But it had been embalmed and wrapped before it was wrapped in her. So they had safe head. Their wrappings are undisturbed, yeah. Which meant that the head had been there intentionally at the original mummification. Yeah. It was not the work of grave robbers. Well, you hope not. Can you imagine a grave robber? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to mess people up for eternity. I'm going to take the skull off this person. I'm going to up the other ones. Wahoo. Now that would have been fantastic. Talk about a prank to last the ages. X-rays. Other mummies have been found with extra bones, but they turn out to be chicken bones. Apparently remnants of the Undertaker's lunch. So they were sitting there having KFC while embalming and wrapping these people and just throwing the bones in there. That does not pass safety standards, I do believe. Imagine KFC bucket chicken. Hey, look, there's a mummy in here. And that's it. She's still in Minneapolis. Still sitting there. They never figured out whose head it was. I don't guess it matters at this point. The takeaway is, if you're eating chicken and embalming somebody, do not throw the chicken bones inside there. God. It's crazy, ain't it?